What is going on, guys? It is your boy Seso here, bringing you guys a Photoshop / Cinema4D tutorial here today. And of course, that does mean we're gonna be doing 3D today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and all that cool stuff. I haven't done like a 3D video in like 2 months, so I thought it was about gosh darn time to do it. So in all honesty, I don't know what I'm gonna call this, but I've been doing this style a lot for my clients. They've been really enjoying it, and I can see why, because it's actually really fun to make it. I feel like I don't know how to like what I want to say it looks like, but it's like a heroic kind of thing. I for some reason just perked up my chest and said the word heroic, but that's how I feel when I look at this kind of banner style. It's really nice and cool, simple, and I just love the fact that I figured more on how to like work with like, you know, simple coloring with you know, simple texturing and coloring in Cinema4D and stuff like that. So if you're looking for anything like technical, or in that case, I mean, you will probably enjoy this video for sure. So you can see here when I have the example here, I just have these really cool, just overall just random things that's happening for like design purpose. But the fact that I turned black into more of something that's not like banding, you can't see much banding in this. You can see a little bit here if you look closely. I don't know if you'll tell, or yeah, you can see a little bit of banding here, a little bit of distortion here. But the main part of this Photoshop part is taking your black, of course, making this really sick background with the render you made in Cinema4D, but as well as actually taking, you know, banding and kind of like getting rid of it while still getting the little shaders you want or whatever. So I'll be teaching you guys all that today and all that crazy stuff. So yeah, alright, cool. Hope you guys do enjoy the video. 200 likes on the video equals a secret download below, so don't forget to leave a like on the video for the secret download. I'll probably put a PSD of that in there. Alright, cool. So yeah, let's just go ahead and start off in Cinema4D tonight. Alright, let's go. Alright, let's do this. Alright, cool. So I'm going to be using MoGraph MoText. If you don't know what Cinema4D is, it is a 3D program where you can do text, intros, all that crazy cool stuff. And in all honesty, I've always had that on my channel. So I mean, if you ever like are interested in, if you like 3D and kind of want to work with 3D text, that looks really sick. Cinema4D is definitely a really good a starting point, maybe, or even like, who knows, like if you wish to do it. Anyway, all right, cool. So I'm gonna change my depth to about 55 here, which is gonna change the depth of this right here, right? The width of this, I guess you would say. 60, whatever. I can do it on 60 as well. I even might actually change my horizontal spacing, just because I think it looks pretty good when I like do that, like -2, not too much, right? Just a little bit squeezed in. I like that look. I like the compact look. As well as what I want to like tell you is maybe to have like a subtext like I have here on the top would also be really sick. So just keep that in mind. I will be doing that as well. For now, I'm just gonna change my caps from cap to fillet cap on both of these, and I'm gonna change my radius to about 0.5 on both of them, or actually 0.8. No, 0.5 works. 0.5 works. And this just gets rid of like the really sharp edges. It makes them more, I guess, clean, I would say, in the aspect of being like not so, you know, not so sharp but not so round either. It's a pretty good, like, you know, I guess like a mid, how would you like call it? Like a mid-neutral section, I guess. Anyway, we have our text here. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna actually take my text. Actually, I put the color on it right now. I already have the materials here, but if I want to show you guys how, I make these. I want to show you guys what it looks like first of all. It's a very freaking sweet and very simple way of like making really nice color. So I really was never a fan of doing color because I wanted to look clean and not look like whatever. I just hate it the way I used to do color. I always used to do it with like textures and Google and all that crazy stuff. I went through all of that. No longer. I can get these really nice clean colors. You can't tell me this looks like, it just looks perfect. It just looks like how I want it. And with a very nice simple sky in the background as well for the HDRI I have here, which I'll give you guys all this crazy stuff in this description down below. But you can see this it just looks perfect. And with doing things in Photoshop, it just looked better. So I'm going to show you how I did it really quickly. So what I did was I went to File, New, and pretty much double-clicked on my new material here. I kept it whatever. You can also put it on soft shadow here. Object soft shadow if you wish to. I wouldn't recommend it. I really do like the default and the way it looks like. Or you can use maybe like GI, I don't know, like whatever. It's just, this is really for me as I remember it as just to look cool, but there obviously are things that work that obviously says soft shadow and stuff like that. But anyways, just keep it on default. I'm gonna just change my color just for now to like an orange, right? All right, pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure I have a reflection on. My blurriness, since I want to, if you guys didn't know, this is the reflection material, right? Your reflection, your selection, I guess you would say. You can see the HDRI here with like the sky and like the park area, the trees and stuff. I'm gonna make sure that's blurred out, so let's just put that to 9, and that'll give it, or maybe even like 12. This will just give it the kind of like feel that you want. Like you can't see trees or whatever, but you can see a little bit of, you know, just natural light, I guess you would call it. And with this reflection here, I'm gonna change my texture here. I'm going to Fresnel. I believe it's right over here. Here we go, Fresnel. And I'm just going to lower my mix strength to about maybe about 80% or so. And then my brightness to about maybe like 60. I think that's a good neutral setting right there. But for me to get this kind of like not a solid color, but more of like a just a very distinct, like, how do I call it? I don't know how to like say it. But what I do is I put, I believe it's bump. No, it's not bump. Excuse me. It's diffusion. Yeah, I think it's diffusion. It's diffusion. I go to noise here. I click on this little thumbnail here, which will bring me to the noise selection. Like, you know, you can figure things out and see what you guys want. I'm going to actually put my global scale, which will zoom in this thumbnail, zoom in the noise that you choose. You can choose up to all these different noises. I'm going to be using displaced turbulence here. I'm going to put this global scale to 500. You can put it higher if you wish to. But this right here gives me like the kind of like, you can see, you probably see it here. It's like more lighter here, darker here, lighter here, darker here. And you saw when I rendered it out, it looked so much better. It just looked better. So that's what I did for that. And then just change the color. I just basically clicked my color, made it gray by using this, and, you know, etc., etc. So it's really, really cool. If you're just looking to get some really nice clean materials with color, that's the way I did it. So now that's out of the way, I'm going to just go ahead and we'll delete that for now. I'm going to go ahead and make a duplicate of this text really quickly. And on my caps, I'm just going to change my radius to about 0.9. 0.9 here as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my camera angle and move it over here. I'm just going to move this back, just like so. You can see I get this little like lip, I guess you could call it. But on this background layer, or this duplicated layer, I'm going to take a black, so you can just change your color whatever you had, or a gray, I mean, whichever one works for you. You put that gray right on the outside, it just makes it look a lot cleaner. You can see what's going on here. It's just looking very simple little things we're doing just to make it look nice. So, right now, this is pretty much done. I can control click on these two things really quickly. Press Alt-G to group them in together. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a cool little bend to it. So this is in the bend tab here. I'm not going to be using bend. I'm going to be using wrap. So with wrap, these are all the distortions you can do. You can do more things if you wish to, but I just like using bend for now. Also, something that I know that's going to work is bend and taper, whatever, that one. Looks really good together. So try that out if you guys wish to do something different than what I did. Please try that out. Anyway, on this wrap here, I'm just going to move this up just like so, just a little bit. And I'm just going to lower my tension down, which is basically the you would just call it like its opacity or whatever, but just basically how it is going to be, you know, the more tension, of course, is the more bend. I don't want extreme tension. I think I like this right here. And pretty much, this is like the biggest part. To make it look like, I'm going to call it heroic. I don't know, that's what I feel like. You know, I feel like that's a Superman text kind of or whatever. So that's what I kind of like got going on in my head. But I'm going to actually change this really quickly. It's kind of bothering me. I kind of want to change the spacing a little bit closer, just because I feel like it's a little bit too far still. That's perfect for me. All right, cool. So the bend is at a tension of about, or the wrap is at a tension of, I'll just say 35, which is pretty good. Nice little bend going on here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make sure I'm going to make a duplicate of this. So I'm going to press Control-C, Control-V to make a duplicate of this text. I'm going to put it back in the bend here. And while they're both still selected, I'm going to change this to be like a nice little subtext. So official channel of, and of course I have Seso HQ there. So now what I can do is they're both changed. I can scale this down with the scale tool here. Just clicking and moving to the left, just like so. And then I'll put a good size. I'll put this up here, right above my text, just like so. And I'm going to change this blue to I will change it to a white. So I'm going to change this to a color that's more distinct white. Like, I'll just actually put it solid white, see what happens, right? All right, cool. I'm going to take this material, put it on this new blue, and I'm actually going to make I'll make the text here on the back black. So there we go. I'll have something like this, which isn't like too bad. I don't know if I'm going to like it as much, but I'm just going to work with that for now. But then you can see right here, we already have the text already set and done. And I think it's the cleaner it is, the more better it is for me. That's kind of like, I grew out of the whole phase of using like textures and like just like a mesh. I want to have things planned out, and I think the way to plan things out is to keep it clean. You know, keep it clean and then enjoy it. So I really do like how this is looking, and what I can do is just gonna move this over just a little bit. Anyway, I think it looks pretty clean, really nice in all honesty. And if I actually want to, I can just show you what taper or whatever this looks like. Put that right there. We'll put this over here, and then put the strength up. You can see it gives it like a very odd, like just, I don't know, it looks really odd, but if you just do it a little bit, it kind of gives it more of like a diagonal look to it, which looks pretty badass. I'll render this out really quickly for you guys, but there's nothing really crazy going on with render settings. I'll give you the template to this, or the Lightroom to this. That way you have everything I have in the video that I'm doing today, as well as the HDRI, which is really cool. So you can see here the lighting that we have from the sky little thing right here, the sky right here, the HDRI material is coming from. That's where all this lighting and nice reflection is coming from, as well as, of course, we have reflection on the materials, and they all look pretty badass. And the black does work, although it's kind of like getting casted out, but it looks like a more of a dark gray, which is really good still. I like the lights coming from here. I love the lights that's hitting the queue, and that's the thing that looks really good. When you use bend, and I'll probably put another focus light on the near the middle here in front of the text, but you can see it looks really, really, really good. And it's really nice and quick render as well. So you can see it's taking like no minutes at all with everything on as well. Like ambient occlusion, global illumination, sharpen filter, all that cool stuff will be on. But really quickly, I'm going to take a nice little light here, which is in this tab, of course. And I'm going to go ahead, and you can see this light like brightens everything up here. You can experiment where you want your light, but I like to put it just a little bit in front. And just because I want to make a duplicate of one, I'm holding Control. I'm moving it to orientation. I'm going to put one down here as well, but just a lower intensity, like 10 intensity. I'm just going to put it in the back area. There we go. So now I have something like this, and it'll render out a look more something like this that I have over here. We see, you can kind of see that's more like brighter here. So that's why I have that there. And that's pretty much how I did the render part. So I'm going to take this into Photoshop, and we're going to make it just really, really nice and just really clean, like this dark, I don't know, I'm going to keep on saying heroic. Maybe I'll put that in my title somehow. I have no clue what I'm going to be doing for my title, but I really do like how it's coming out so far. For the color, though, I might even change the color, to be honest, with this blue to a more of a green. I kind of want to work with green this tutorial. Let's go ahead and or red, or like that. That looks really hot, like a really nice pink. Down. Anyway, cool. So I'm going to render this out. My render settings, like I said before, are ambient occlusion. I'll give you this, but if you guys want to choose to use your render settings with your Lightroom, it's ambient occlusion. You can copy these settings if you wish to. Global illumination and sharpen filter. And I do have my resolution. I should be having it at 200. And as well as, I'll just name this to Seso HQ Render 3. You can use Quicktime Png. I would recommend you using Quicktime Png, which is rate, Why don't I have it? I don't have it here. But if you do have Quicktime Png, it should have it. I'm not sure why. Unless I already have it on, which makes sense. No, I don't. Am I blind? I might be blind. Guys, I might be blind. No, it's definitely not here. Alright, but anyway, if you have Quicktime Png, I don't know why I don't have it right now. But usually I do have it. Either way, PNG's fine for the format. And it's whatever. You just make sure you have alpha channel selected. That way it's going to render out transparent. And you're good to go. Alright, cool. So I'll see you guys on the other part of the tutorial, which is Photoshop. See you guys there. Alright guys, so the render is complete. I am in Photoshop right now, ready to go. So here's what the render came out looking like. It looks really, really nice. I really do enjoy this little nice pinkish orange, pinkish like red I got going on. It's definitely pink, I think. It looks really, really nice. I just love that color. I had it on my channel, on my branding for a very long time, actually, like a year ago. But anyway, looks really, really nice. So I'm going to turn this into something like this. It's not going to be too difficult, but I'm definitely going to teach you guys really cool little technical things where it comes to getting rid of band lines, which is one of the hardest things to ever do when it comes to black backgrounds and stuff like that. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get into that. And of course, another thing I want to also say, it's a really cool thing, like my friend said in one of my classes or whatever, for my design classes. It's I want to kind of start doing more preparing rather than just spontaneous colors here and there. So you can see what I did here. I did more of a green color here. Usually if it was for myself, I would probably just randomly put little green here, 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 here. You know what I mean? So that's just something I want to tell you guys. As said to me, and I really do feel like I should probably start doing that more in my tutorials, is more organizing things, not just hey, I want to add colors, I'm going to add it in these 4 spots that I always do. So I'm going to start doing something like that. Anyway, let's get going right here, right now. So what the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this black background just to give it a little bit of highlight on the top so that I can actually get some, what am I going to try to say here? My stocks I'm going to be using won't be, or will be visible, because of course if I put an overlay on black, it's just going to be black. So first thing I want to do is set off this with a nice new overlay, or new layer above my completely black background here. It's completely black, you can see that there. So with this new layer, we can just take a nice little simple white here, and we're just going to go ahead and just make our brush a good size. I'll say about whatever. It doesn't really matter. It depends on what your size is. I'm in a Twitter header dimension, which is 1500 by 12 by 500 pixels. So that's what I have right now that I'm in. But whatever, just make your brush big enough so that like you at least fill. Basically, what I'm trying to do is like fill like from one point right here to one point right here with the brush. So that's a pretty like okay area. You can see what I have that there, because this is what I want to just do. I want to put this like right just like so, right? I'm gonna load my opacity down. And what I meant by banding lines were these lines here. You can see like a circle within a circle within a circle within a circle. Those lines are completely hard to get rid of. It's one like it's really, really hard to get rid of. Just really, really hard to get rid of. So pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be using exposure. So I'm gonna click over here, my adjustments layer, go to exposure, and this is a really good setting that I had last time. I believe I had this at like 0.00 like 35, which worked for me, as well as I believe it was about 70 on my gamma correction, which is what I believe to have. If not, maybe it was like 40. I'm not too sure. 0.40. 0.40. Let's just see what that looks like. That is really nice, to be honest. Let's just see what else we can get here. I do like how that looks. Alright, that looks not as bad, right? So you can see what I tried. What I did immediately was I kind of like set my tone a different color from like the black. It's more like the color I usually go for at the beginning, which is like, I don't know if I can't really click on this because it's just the exposure here that's making it look like this, but it's not black anymore. It's more like the color like right here, right? That's where I usually always be at, where I'm usually am, excuse me. And with the exposure now, it did that and also fixed the gradient banding, which is actually really, really annoying to get rid of. And this is not terrible to deal with. I really do like this look better than this. So that's obviously how we got the black background. It looks really, really nice. And we're ready to actually start our whole, designing process. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate my render really quickly. And we're just going to duplicate this to just give it a little bit more, like, I don't know, I'm just trying to fill some space in with everything I have right here, right now. So I'm going to just try to use, let's just go with hard light for now, and we'll lower our opacity down, maybe like 20% or so. If hard light doesn't work, let's try linear dodge add, maybe just linear color. Linear color could work. I'm just going to go ahead and erase some parts over here, just so it's not like completely crazy. Just erase it. We're just trying to like fill our banner space, right? And that looks pretty good just like so. So with this now, I just basically duplicated my layer. Of course, you just saw me. I rasterized it. That way I can erase a little bit, just so I can erase some spots. Like I said, I didn't just say I'm not trying to be as random anymore, but I really just wanted to put color around, or more like I wanted to fill the space, so that's what I just did, and that's what I kind of went for right there, just like I did on the other one as well. I just filled the space up, and it looks really good that way. You can see I have it in the background here as well. So pretty much now what I want to do is I want to start doing some, let's see here. Let's just try to start like making it nice and dark. That's the hardest part, I feel like. And we're just gonna right away, we're just gonna go for our brightness and contrast. And let's just go ahead, put our brightness and contrast up, just like so. And this will be experiments, of course, but I really do like how dark it's getting now. It looks pretty good on. I'll put it on about 60 or so. 60 contrast, pretty high. Brightness at 5. Let's go for 55. Let's go for 50. I do like 50. All right, cool. So we just want to make our stuff a little bit more darker. I like how this is going, and of course, the little light that we have on the top here, that's actually showing off the word channel a little bit too much, I feel like. I'm maybe lower my opacity down maybe like 15. You can see you can have some light here, and now it's not completely dark anymore. That's how we got where we got to, and it's looking really nice. That way, if you put any like stocks or something, like we're gonna do in a second, like if I just put stocks, let's just use one of my brush stocks. If you guys want to purchase it, it'll be down below in the description. It'll be down in the description down below. If you guys wish to purchase it. Otherwise, just use like any cool little brush stocks you have, or just maybe stocks you have for my packs, or like my 40K pack. All those are good stocks to use. I'm just going to show you guys some stuff really quickly. If I put it on overlay now, let's just lower the opacity a little bit as well. With this light here, it doesn't look terrible, which is looking pretty good. I'm gonna erase it above the text though, of course. And what I just want to do is I just want to like put a little bit of texture in the background, so it's not just completely black. The reason for this is you can also use, if you don't really want to use like more like stocks or anything, just use like motion blur. I like to use motion blur a lot with a nice little 50 pixel distance and a 0 angle, and just give it like these little streaks that are going around. Just put a little bit more like a kind of like a texture, or just some kind of something that's like not completely black. It's not boring, you know. So after this, I can actually do something. Let's just try something else. Let's just go ahead and use our rectangle. Let's just make a quick stock. I have it already, but I want to show you guys how I do it. Basically something like that on a new layer, using some rectangles with the rectangle marquee tool. Make 3 little simple different shaped rectangles. Fill it in with any color, doesn't really matter. And I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate it by holding Alt. And I'm just going to move it just like so to duplicate it. I'll do it again over here. We'll do it over here. Just different shapes. I'm just going to duplicate this. And we're just going to duplicate the entire thing just like that. That'll work, right? Cool. So I'm going to shift click on all these. Basically, I'm going to press Control G to group them all together, Control E to merge them all together, or for now, I'll probably make a duplicate of it just so I can make a backup. But Control E, merge it together, and then pretty much I'm going to put on Dissolve. And what this will do when I lower my opacity down, it will dissolve this a little bit, and you can see I have a stock of this already in my brush pack, but I just want to show you guys why I did it. You can see it in here. It's right here. It looks really, really nice. I like the way it looks. So that's what I'm just doing right now. Let's put all this back on. Okay, cool. So, dissolve, put this about, I don't know, it doesn't matter, like 5 opacity. It all depends on what you like. And then to get rid of the dissolve, we're just going to combine these two layers together. That way the dissolve is no longer active. I can lower my opacity without using, like lowering the dissolve or anything like that. So that's pretty nice, right? Just a little something you can do. As well as this, let's just put a little bit of color in it. It's looking too blah, right? We're going to use a nice little soft brush, which is basically your first brush if you use my pack or not, which is zero hardness brush. You can get, that's obviously everyone has this one. And we're just going to change our color to the color that we have, the lightest color I can find on our little cool little render here. Pretty much, I'm going to go ahead and just click up on the top a bit, just like so. I'm going to flip through these layer styles really quick and see which one looks the best. I believe that looks pretty good, but that's red. I do like how screen looks. I do like how lighten looks as well. I'll go with lighten, I think. And on the bottom, I'm going to use white again. And I'm just going to put it on the bottom here. And I'm going to lower my opacity down as well. So we have something like this going on. Alright, cool. As well as I want to do really quickly, I'll make a new layer above my render here. And I'm going to use my brush here just to put some little highlights on the bottom. Just like so. And put it on overlay. There we go. Looking nice, looking nice. Alright, cool, cool. And now pretty much from here, it's like all up to you, but I'm just going to keep on going, which is some really cool stuff really quickly that I did in my other one. What I did was, I made a duplicate of my render here, so I have a duplicate of my render right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put it above my render. It is already. I'm going to press Control click on it, right, just like so. And what I'm going to do, actually before I do that, let's go ahead and put a simple distort on it. Let's just do ripple or something. That's what I did before. 200 amount's pretty cool. Size, we'll put it on medium, I guess. It looks fine. Or what does small look like? Let's just put it on medium. Alright, cool. 200 on medium, little ripple here. A cool little thing you can do is if you control click on the thumbnail of the duplicated render, just like so, put it, go to select, modify, contract by a pixel or two. I'm going to probably do it on 1 this time. Let's see what it looks like. 1 pixel, it'll just like basically shrink your render selection by 1 pixel, just like so. You probably couldn't see it move, but it did move 1 little pixel. Maybe 2 is like more reasonable here. But I'm just gonna press delete on my keyboard just to show you guys. And now you can have like a little bit of a very odd like little swirly ripples going around, which is actually pretty badass. I mean, I can do it like this. I can keep that like that. I'll make a new one just in case, or I'll duplicate another one, and I'll use ripple again. But I'm gonna do it with more. We'll just do it like 200 is fine. But this time I'm gonna do it by 2 pixels. So we'll go to select. Oops. Select the thumbnail. Select, modify, contract. Let's do it by 2 pixels this time. Press OK. Delete. Alright, that looks pretty cool, but I'm going to change this to multiply this time. And that looks pretty badass as well. Let's flip through really quickly, see if we find anything else. I do like how screen looks. I really do. Overlay or color dodge looks really, really good. I might keep that. That looks pretty nice. And with this one as well, it just, I don't know, just looks really, really cool. It kind of likes to give it that watery feel. I don't know, it really depends on what you're going to do for it, but I don't know, I feel like this dissolve is kind of like ugly. The one I have is a lot better. Also, like keeping it really nice and clean as well, with just having like, what I want to do, and I'm kind of like mixing you guys up when I see this black background stuff. I want to put texture, I want to make it clean. I feel like the word clean is just very just like cliche now, I don't know, but what I'm just making sure I do is I want to keep those black tones. I want to keep it very, very dark and not use too much. I want to do too much light. I want to get that really, like that really proud feeling, like, you know, the main focus is just the text itself with a little bit of color around it. And whatever you want to do after this is just really up to you, of course, but try to follow this really nice scheme that you got going on, because it's going to give you a really, really cool end result that I have as well. I'm just going to show mine again and see if I get any other ideas. What I have in the background here is a duplicate of the layer with a nice little distort on it. I can do that as well. Just some more lights around. I can also show you guys how to do this little nice little multicolored thing. Let's just do that really quickly. Why not, right? Alright, cool. Make a little bit of a longer video. I don't mind, really. So with this really quickly, I'm going to go ahead and just do that little render thing. Let's make a duplicate of the render, which is this one. Put it below this. Oh, put it below that. Make it a little bit bigger. We will put this on dissolve. Oh, before that, I think I used filter, distort. I just did some random stuff. I did wave, I believe. And we'll just change our wavelengths a little bit. Oh, my dog's barking. My bad. We'll just put this, like, I don't know, do some random stuff. Whatever, right? That looks really cool, in all honesty. It really, really does. Whatever I did, 10 out of 10, I like it. Put that on distort. I don't know, just gives it, that's actually really, really nice looking. Random stuff. I don't know, it looks really good right now. We'll just keep going with it. Whatever we did that. Alright, cool. We'll just go ahead and use Control J to duplicate. Control E. What this did, and we'll put this on overlay really quickly as well. Make it a little bit more darker. I do like how this is coming out. Put on 20% or so. What I want to do is, well, make sure I combine everything this time. I just combined everything besides the background. This time I'm combining everything with the background. Control J, Control E. That way it won't show a difference. But what we're going to do is, we're going to use M on our keyboard to check, select the marquee tool right here. And we'll just do like a little distort. I do this a lot for some reason with this style. It's just basically like a kind of like a, how would you call it? Like a glitch effect, maybe? Something like this. I used to do this all the time back in the day. And I really still like it. I don't know. Something like this, right? Just simple little long rectangles or whatever. Right click, layer via cut. And with this now, you can just like move with your arrow keys, like down one, over two or so. And you get this kind of little glitch effect. You can see it here. It looks pretty badass. And overall, I think that's pretty much it. Like, you can do whatever you guys want with this. You just saw me just add a random effect in the background with like a duplicate of my render, which made this really cool like little background with this, which is really, really badass. So whatever you guys want to do, go for it. I really do hope you guys really enjoy this video. I'm probably gonna tweak it just a little bit more, but other than that, I'm gonna keep it like this, and it's really, really nice looking. So I hope you guys enjoy this style. Hope you guys have fun with this. Please tweet me all the progress you make with this tutorial. I always see them. It just makes me so happy that you guys like it so much. And don't forget to leave a like, guys. 200 likes on the video equals a secret down below. Talk to you guys later. Seso HQ out. I'll see you guys on the Monday upload. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. And I have finals all next week, which is going to suck, but I'm going to get through them, and then I'll be all done and clear for the winter break. So I hope you guys are in the same position. I hope you guys have some really good finals if you're in college, or I don't know what happening in high school. If I think your winter break is coming up as well. Maybe you have some kind of like midterm or whatever. I hope you guys enjoy your day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.